It's the first women's steel cage match on Raw in 20 years, and Lita makes her return. Carmella and Natalya, the veterans, are heading to Elimination Chamber. Jade Cargill is 50-0, defeating Red Velvet. Civil War is brewing in AEW Women's Division, and shocking title change as Kiana and Fallon become the new NXT Women's Tag Champions. Welcome if you're entering the Belle. This is DS and this is Women's Wrestling Weekly. Another huge week for women's wrestling, so let's jump right into last night's Raw. But before that, I still see 48% of you guys are still not subscribed to this channel.
Girl,
So hit that subscribe button right now. Alright, back to Raw. Triple H really said we're listening, keep watching, and we're blessed with tons of women's action. So WWE Raw kicks off with the Hall of Fame couple Edge and Beth Phoenix, and Beth looked so good here posing with Edge. She looked like a phoenix. Edge brings up when Rhea Ripley smashed Beth's head with a steel chair and that they're coming for the Judgment Day now. Then the Judgment Day minus Mommy interrupts them. Apparently Rhea is busy doing a promotional tour for WrestleMania, says Dominic, but Beth knows that Rhea is missing Raw because she's still feeling that fear from last week. And then her and Edge challenge Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley for a tag match at Elimination Chamber, and the challenge is accepted. The brawl breaks out, and we see Beth Phoenix hitting a huge glam slam on Dominic. I am so stoked for this. This is going to be awesome for Rhea Ripley. She's going to have an action-packed road to WrestleMania. I'm assuming she will slay both the Phoenix and the Queen. She's going to show all of us what the brutality is. We then see a fatal four-way match, Elimination Chamber qualifying match, Piper Niven, Michin, Candice LeRae, and the returning Carmella. And oh my gosh, she looks so fabulous. Her most iconic character, Mela, is money. Staten Island Princess is back, but is upgraded with the sexiest woman in the world, Glam Glam. And then this new gear was just everything. And along with the SmackDown qualifying match, this was a really fun, fast-paced match. So Doudrop, nope, Piper Niven, dominated. Some might say it's just a simple name change, but no, she is here with a whole new confidence, new attitude, and she's really pushing that what I'm guessing is a peace sign. From ghost fingers to the P, she's super into fingers. And her crossbody to all three of them was amazing. Michin and Candice were just so amazing in this match. They're killing it and they're together. At this point, just put Candice with anyone, it will be a banger. And Carmella was so fun. Her moonwalking is back. Also the pin. King Quark is back. I missed it a lot. And at the end, she nails Piper with a super kick, pins Candice LeRae, who squashed with Piper's cannonball. Another surprising addition to this Elimination Chamber match. I honestly thought Triple H would fill this matchup with his NXT baby, so this was a really nice mix. I wonder what kind of shenanigans Carmella will pull in the chamber. I'm sure she'll be super entertaining. Post-match, we see Piper Niven shoves Candice backstage, angry that she lost this big opportunity, but Mia Yim comes to Candice's aid. Alright, so Chelsea Green is continuing her Karen realness, complaining to Adam Pearce that she needs Swiss chocolate, not Belgian chocolate, and she deserves a match on Raw, or she'll make a call and jeopardize Adam's job. What dirt does she have on Adam? And she got what she asked for, a match, but she didn't know her opponent was the murder clown Asuka. And when we all thought Asuka will squash Chelsea in a second, Chelsea puts up a heck of a fight, nailing Asuka with the huge dropkick from the get-go, and she dominates Asuka while the ring is surrounded by other Elimination Chamber participants, the ones from SmackDown too. But ultimately, she falls to Asuka's scary-looking armbar. Post-match, Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion, comes out and says whoever wins this chamber match, she'll be ready for them at WrestleMania. I'm really satisfied. Love Chelsea Green and her Karen character. She's nailing it. She said it herself. She seems to find herself in hot waters all the time. So she's putting it into her own advantage in her character, annoying everyone with this amazing Karen character. Also, I didn't even realize that 3 of the SmackDown women might be coming for Raw Women's title at WrestleMania. That, with everything going on, is just a lot of uncertainty in this match, and I'm very pumped about it. And the highly anticipated main event, steel cage match between Becky Lynch and Bayley. This is the first women's cage match on Raw since Lita versus Victoria back in 2003. We waited 20 years for the steel cage match. I mean, at least we waited 2 weeks since that Raw Triple X show, and they sure delivered. The storyline was there, the emotion was there from last week when they went really, really low, super messy, just the way the women's wrestling fans love it, bringing in the husband. And this match was just so action-packed with constant use of steel structure, top row Bayley to belly, disarm her on top of the cage, but as Becky tries to escape the cage, Io Sky climbs up the cage and kicks Becky in, and Dakota hands Bayley her clutch for her to attack the man, but the familiar music hits.
This is when you guys sing my entrance music. Dun, 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 dun.
It's Lita from the first ever women's steel cage match herself, makes a shocking return to WWE, help her opponent from last year's Elimination Chamber, Becky Lynch, and just like she lost her match to Victoria 20 years ago, she slams down the steel cage door to Bayley, and Becky connects it with the manhandle slam for a pinfall victory, and they hug inside. It was so amazing. I am gagged. I'm shocked. I did not expect to be served like this on Monday night. I still cannot believe that all happened. It's so good to see Lita make a surprise return as a callback to the first ever women's steel cage match from 2 decades ago, and to remind us of the dream match she had just last year. We really don't get this a lot. Thank you for acknowledging women's wrestling history and legends. Now, one thing I need is Victoria to return to WWE as this year's Hall of Fame. Victoria for Hall of Fame. I'm starting a campaign, so y'all better get on it. I'm extremely stressed. I hope Becky and Bayley feud doesn't end here. I think this just puts even more fuel to the feud. Let's head to WrestleMania and finally get that non-title singles match for the women. Let's do it. And this video is brought to you by Dossier. You know how much me and Paloma love Dossier at this point, and everywhere we go, people compliment us for how great we smell. I hope you can smell me right now. Because Dossier's motto is yes to smelling good, no to overpaying. They got rid of the price markup traditionally seen in this industry and bring you the iconic scents from the designer brand's in affordable price. My recent favorite is this woody sandalwood inspired by Lila Bo, and totally TMI, but actually this daddy took me to Lila Bo once and got me the same one. This smells as good, but a lot more reasonably priced. I also love using these fragrances because Dossier uses ethical, sustainable, highest quality ingredients, as well as it comes in recyclable, environmentally friendly packaging. So head on over to dossier.co and use promo code 10ringthebell for the exclusive discount. And they currently have 20% discount going on, which you can stack on top of our code, making everything even more affordable. Thank you, Dossier. Let's go to WWE NXT. We first see Indy Hartwell versus Zoe Stark following their trash talking in the locker room about their Royal Rumble appearances. The match was fun. This happened so smoothly, but Indy is back in more of the babyface area, and I think she's a lot more dynamic as a babyface. Zoe Stark is so athletic, her matches are always so fun to watch, and using the springboard move that Indy was eliminated with at Royal Rumble, Zoe trips Indy and hits GTS for the win. Post-match, Stark continues her attack, and Sol Ruka makes a save. This was good.
Good? Not bad?
I don't know what's left for Indy to do in NXT at this point. I think the main roster call-up is the way to go. Let's beef up that tag division. We then saw the highly anticipated debut of the Twitch streamer Stevie Turner in a match against Danny Palmer. And there are already so many women in NXT, but Stevie Turner stood out instantly. She looked so cool and her moves were awesome. Loved her neckbreaker DDT and the sit-out Uranagi finisher. Danny Palmer also had her moments, which was really cute. This was a cute debut match. Stratified. So Nikita Lyons got injured last week. She was found in the parking lot with the torn ACL. She'll be out about 8 to 10 months, which is really sad, but they are doing something really interesting with this. So last week we saw just tons of women walking past around where Nikita was found, and I just thought it was like funny, whatever. But turns out it's like Glass Onion Sherlock Holmes situation where we are replaying the scene in slow motion to guess who the attacker was. I don't know where they're going with this mystery angle, but this could be something very special. We also see a video package Isla Dawn and Alba fire for the Unholy Alliance. Isla says Alba has always had this rage inside her and she just needs that gentle nudge from her. She makes Alba put out her fire and says the initiation has begun. I freaking love this. This is like Angelina Love and Winter storyline from TNA. This whole witchery and initiation process to join the Coven, it's very intriguing, giving a Scarlet Witch, American Horror Story, and this team will pose a huge threat to the women's tag division in NXT. Let's move to AEW Dynamite. We saw Jade Cargill's journey to the 50th win. TBS Championship match against the ex-baddie Red Velvet, and I thought this would be a great opportunity for Red Velvet to finally dethrone Jade Cargill, but nope, Jade stands strong with the 50th win. But the match was really fun. I'm telling you, some of you trolls love compiling these botched videos of Red, but don't be fooled by it. She's a solid wrestler. Really fun to watch in the ring, although she may have changed her in-ring style a little bit or something. I didn't get to see a lot of her usual floral acrobatic moves here, and I thought those would work so well with Jade's power move. But here she was more of a striker. Jade, as always, got to really showcase her superhuman power, and they recreated the iconic Sasha Bianca spot from WrestleMania main event where Jade gorilla press carry Red all the way from the floor through the stairs to the ring. It was a bit crooked, yes, commentary pointed it out, but still very cool moment. We got "This is awesome" chant. I also love that Kiara Hogan came out later in the match and took out Layla Gray, who was keep interfering from outside. By the way, Layla looked really cute with that hair, and Red uses distraction to hit what I believe she calls the mix, but referee was also distracted, couldn't count. She then locks in this deadly looking submission move. I love that extra oomph of kicking Jade's hand, but Jade muscles out and hits an impressive Jaded for the 50th consecutive time. And she celebrates this moment with her adorable daughter. This was a super fun match comparable to Jade's pay-per-view bouts, but like I said, Red has a lot more in her tank, and I think they can go a couple more rounds with maybe Red finally slaying the Queen Jade Cargill. But if AEW doesn't think Red is the right person to finally defeat Jade, I don't know who that could be. I think maybe Athena, even though she's the current ROH Women's Champion. Some people still believe that Mercedes Moné might be coming to defeat Jade, so we shall see. But I think the end is nearing, and I'm excited to see how it's all gonna end. Very, very satisfied. Backstage, we see that Bunny challenged Jamie Hayter for the AEW Women's Championship as she accepts. We cut to Saraya and Toni Storm attacking Britt Baker in the parking lot. I guess this is a double turn. And later in the night, we see Britt Baker getting treated by the doctor, and Ruby Soho comes in to check on her, denies being involved with Saraya and Toni. This is following last week's segment where Britt asks Ruby to pick a side between the AEW homegrown versus outsiders, aka ex-WWE. This is a really intriguing storyline. It's almost like the Civil War in AEW Women's locker room, with multiple people like Hikaru Shida and Ruby Soho having to decide their alliance. If you ask me, I think Ruby should join the ex-WWE side. She just got out of this badass bloody hardcore match, and she looked so cool, the coolest she's ever looked. And just weeks after she had to do this lame, "Oh, can we have this moment, doctor? Are you okay, Britt?" Oh, like heck no. Just let her be badass, cool Ruby Soho herself. This will also be an interesting challenge for Britt. She's finally back as babyface, and with the smart fans like AEW crowd, getting over as babyface is a lot harder than as an edgy heel, so this will be interesting. And I'm glad that Jamie is keep going strong with her championship defenses, despite the main storyline she's involved with isn't really about her or the championship. Either way, such an intriguing storyline. I'm excited to see if this will expand even further with wrestlers like Athena, Mercedes Martinez, Serena Deeb being involved with this. Yeah, let's make it into a big Civil War event. Impact Wrestling time, so much is happening here. We first saw Giselle Shaw versus Savannah Evans singles match. Savannah says Tasha Steelz has left her, and it's the Black Widow Giselle Shaw striking again to ruin yet another team. Seriously, every tag team should hide their partners from her, from the Influence to Vexed to Lady Frost, Alicia Edwards. This is a serious curse. For most of the match, Savannah gets to dominate Giselle with her muscle, but with the help of Jay Vidal providing distraction by flirting with the referee, Giselle Shaw rakes Savannah's eyes and finishes her off with a super kick, followed by the knee strikes. Post-match, she cuts a serious promo, bit of a change from her usual campy persona. She says she doesn't care how many people she drove off Impact Wrestling because she belongs in the spotlight and she is the star. And yeah, I'm so here for Giselle Shaw's supremacy in Impact Wrestling, and Giselle Shaw picking up this win was another. But we obviously saw how amazing Giselle is as a wrestler with the main event match with Jordynne Grace, so her being more serious competitor is something I'm welcoming and excited about. Satisfied. Another unexpected interaction is Mickie James, this time interrupting Bully Ray's promo, paying back for when he interrupted her a couple weeks ago. She says last time she told him to leave her ring, but this time he should just leave Impact Wrestling. Bully Ray then calls her not champ, but tramp, getting a huge slap by Mickie. Then the chaos breaks out with the Good Hands coming to set up the table for Bully Ray to put Mickie through. I don't know much about the Good Hands, but okay, one of them's kinda hot. Then Tommy Dreamer comes out for the save, and Santino Marella, the GM, comes out to book a tag match. Mickie and Dreamer Summer versus Good Hands next week. Backstage, Bully Ray approaches Masha Slamovich, the #1 contender for Mickey's knockout title, and tells her to beat up Mickie James at No Surrender. Masha replies in Russian and walks away. I wonder what she said. This was all really fun. We're seeing the last run of Mickie James and her spicing things up by mixing this Bully Ray situation with her feud with Masha, and the whole tapping controversy with Jordan makes everything more interesting and unpredictable. I don't know where Masha stands with Bully right now. If anyone can speak Russian, please let me know what she said. But I'm sure we'll get the more sense of everything next week in the tag match where Bully is barred from the ringside. Okay, so the tapping controversy. We see Jordan Gray's backstage interview where she discussed how she thinks Mickie James tapped out during their match at Hard to Kill and her rematch clause. She then says Steph DeLander, previously known as Persia Parada in NXT, will be debuting next week and she will be beating her up. This will be very good. We also see Killer Kelly, who says that she already beat Taylor Wilde but can't stop thinking about her. Then the Witchy Wild comes in to tell her it's the spirit telling her to team up with her instead. Then the Death Dolls teleport in and say they are down to play with this new team. I need someone to do the whole breakdown of all Other Realm inhabitants, origin story, power set analysis, because there's a lot going on, and now Taylor Wilde's in there too. By the way, if you didn't notice, in my new collection, of course, there's Emmy. But here is the gloves that the undead bride Su Young gave me before she took my life away. If you haven't watched the Halloween interview, please watch it. It was a really fun one. But yeah, it's been a while they've done something fun with the Other Realm. Let's get back to that. Knockouts tag division needs some refreshing. Also, Killer Kelly looks so different without the mouth guard. Like, she looks like a model, the actress, the range she has. Amazing. Also, we didn't get to last week, but Tara, WWE's Victoria, returned to Impact Wrestling as Giselle Shaw's mystery partner and hit the quintessential diva with the devastating Widow's Peak. Oh, if you haven't, you have to watch it. She was super emotional, and like I already mentioned, we're getting this campaign going. Hashtag Victoria for Hall of Fame. AEW Rampage time, we saw a squash match, Toni Storm and Saraya versus the Renegades twins. This is Saraya's first Rampage match and her only second TV match, but yeah, the feeling of the specialty is gone. But the good news is that Saraya and Toni are really slaying as heels. Saraya especially is just so good as heels. She might have one of the best personal stories to be the beloved babyface returning from career-ending injury, yada yada, but she sure is a heck of a heel. There is this video that we uploaded as a shorts video of her giving a fan middle finger, and she's just so heelish in it. Back to the match, Renegades twins, like the last time they wrestled Britt and Jamie, were pretty cool. They were great heels last time, but this time they're very likable baby faces. But as Toni Storm, the former AEW Women's Champion, and Saraya they're facing, vicious hip attack is followed by Saraya's thrust kick straight into Storm Zero for the pin. Love Toni and Saraya solidifying themselves as heels, and Saraya playing homage to the Bella twins as she spray paints the twins L. Even the L sign she's doing is so Nikki Bella. I'm very satisfied. WWE SmackDown time, we got two women's matches. Thank you, Triple H. We first had Charlotte Flair's championship defense against Sonya Deville. Before the match, they had an interview segment where Charlotte compliments Sonya for how persistent she is. Don't forget, she's a humble queen now. Sonya then interrupts the interview saying that she will defeat Charlotte and face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair laughed, we all laughed. Charlotte had this huge pop as she walked into this match as they were in the Ric Flair territory, the South Carolina. This match was really fun. I think the most noteworthy thing was Charlotte bringing in some new moves. She hit this high crossbody homage to Kelly Kelly. She also brought back the front flip clothesline, worked a lot better this time. Then Sonya takes control for a bit. She even attempts a figure four, but gets reversed into a small package. Charlotte's moonsault backfire as always, and Sonya tries to pick up the win with the feet on the rope, but no. Charlotte locks in figure eight to retain the title in 10 minutes. This was a decent match, not a banger by any means, but good enough for this first feud for the babyface queen. Glad it got the time on SmackDown, by the way, rather than being on pay-per-view or PLE now they call it. I'm guessing Rhea will be busy with Beth Phoenix for a bit before their WrestleMania program officially starts. I wonder if Charlotte will be involved with that or have her own feud for a bit too, preferably with Michelle McCool. We want it. Also, shout out to the Fire and Desire mentioned during this match. I'm very satisfied. By the way, Charlotte also emceed this preview show for Vengeance Day with all the competitors. It's super random because we don't usually think of her as like the show host type, but she did such a great job. At this point, the queen should do whatever she want to do. I'm here for it. Next, we see Fatal 4-Way Elimination Chamber qualifying match, Zelina Vega, Shotzi, Natalya, and Shayna Baszler. I really like this match because of the unpredictability. I could see either Shotzi or Shayna taking the win, and Zelina here looks so cute with her look, the hair, the sexy gear, another home run since the Street Fighter cosplay, and she hits her beautiful code red, and the moonsault to the outside was awesome. Shayna was of course dominant in this match, brutalizing both Natty and Shotzi, who her and Ronda injured, and the end of the match was nailed by fighting sharpshooter on Shotzi, but Zelina breaks it out with the bulldog. Shayna locks in Kira for the clutch on Zelina while Zelina was selling the heck out of it. Shayna then locks it on Natty, but she sends Shayna out of the ring and picks up the submission victory over Zelina with the sharpshooter heading into Elimination Chamber in Canada. Yeah, I was a bit surprised about the result, but little less so after knowing the Chamber will be in Canada. But you know I freaking love Natty. She's a legend. She's a mother. I'm sure she's gonna help the girls out in the Chamber. It's gonna be great. 7-minute long match, but all 4 of the competitors looked strong in this match. I really liked it. I'm very satisfied. And Liv, Morgan, and Raquel's interaction backstage watching this match was also really funny. She's so crazy, but also really relatable. Let's go to NXT Vengeance Day. Huge venue giving the main roster vibe. We got 2 championship matches. NXT Women's Tag Team Championship, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance versus Fallon Henley and Kiana James. And Kaden and Katana showing up from the large crowd looked really awesome. There was a really interesting storyline, mostly from Fallon and Kiana's side. Kiana is a queen and she has all of us in her bag, especially since her star-making performance from the NXT Deadline match. And since in December she's been in the storyline with Fallon Henry and Brooke Jensen, she wanted to demolish Fallon Henry's family bar and build a condo there, but Kiana lost the match in late December to Fallon, so she generously lets her parents keep the bar. And then she also opened her heart to Brooke Jensen, who's been asking her out for a bit, so there's this love in the air. Fallon is still very sus about their relationship because Kiana was all evil businesswoman just a month ago, so situation is already really soap opera telenovela. I freaking love it. And this match was really fun. Katana and Kaden are so fun as always as a team. Their chemistry is on fire. So many great moves, but the highlight of the match has to be the top rope hurricanrana, but only higher than the top rope because Henry was on top of Kaden's shoulder. It was insane. There were a lot of storyline elements too. Katana tapping Brooke's booty, because I don't know if you remember, they had this random flirty fling situation just a year ago. But the big surprise is when Kiana shoves Chance to the floor when they were setting up for the finisher, and Fallon holds Carter for a 3 count as Kiana was holding onto her legs from the outside, becoming the new tag team champions. This was a huge upset. I was shocked. I was very shocked about this result. Fallon and Kiana's partnership is so rocky, but let's be honest, Katana and Kaden have been amazing as a tag team, but unfortunately didn't get to have many meaningful storylines. So I think having Fallon and Kiana, who are having this whole soap opera relationship, hold this title for a bit is really refreshing. Tag title really is where more newer stars who aren't necessarily ready for that top women's title get to shine, and I'm sure Katana and Kaden will eventually take back the title from them or even move up to the main roster. It's about time. Loved everything about this match. I'm very satisfied. Next, we got NXT Women's Championship, Roxanne Perez versus JC Jane versus Gigi Dolan. So Roxanne's first title defense is triple threat match, but Toxic Attraction walk in together, making it almost look like a 2-on-1 handicap match. Roxanne's gear was almost like a boat beep, but also looked like a shopping bag. I did really like the sleeves, and Gigi, she looked fucking insane, like with that blue lipstick and crimped hair. Anyway, the match starts like a handicap match, but the alliance slowly deteriorates when JC accidentally hit Gigi with the dive off the apron. Then Gigi pulls JC so Roxanne would hit her with the baseball dropkick, and then they start full on fighting each other. I knew that Gigi could go based on some of her indie stuff, but JC really shined in this match with her vicious moves and some of the mannerisms that she was showing. So is Toxic Attraction done like this? No, they make up actually later in the match, realizing they need to work together to defeat Roxanne and set up a table to put Roxanne through it, but Roxanne fights back, kicks Dawn off the apron through the table, and hits a top rope super pop rocks on JC for the win. This was a really great first defense for Roxanne. Now, having both Toxic Attraction member coming after her was a great storyline for her, even though she's a champion, kept her as a sympathetic underdog, and I'm also glad that Toxic Attraction did not split here because we need the tag teams in WWE. Overall, really entertaining, probably went as most people expected it to go, but still worked, and we also get to know more about Gigi and JC individually, so overall, very satisfied. Thank you everyone for joining in for this week's review. So I'll be heading out to Korea this Friday to see my family for the first time in a year, so I'm pausing the regular weekly review schedule for next 2 weeks, but we will be back for the Elimination Chamber review as well as some special programming, so look out for that, and make sure to use 10 Ring the Bell discount code to get your Dossier fragrance, and find me on Instagram at DSShin and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter. Alright, see you next time. Bye!